Hey YouTube, just a little video, show you what we're up to this weekend. Let me see, this bed here, last year it was a tomato bed, and it had, let me see, Roma tomatoes and chocolate cherry tomatoes in it. And if you've grown tomatoes, sometimes you see that they will self-seed and you'll have tomatoes sprouting up the next year everywhere. And that's what tends to happen to us. We had 21 little tomato starts growing in this bed, so I took them out, and I didn't take all of them out. I took out all except for these two, which look nice and strong. I don't know which kind they are. They could both be Romas or both be chocolate cherry or one of each. Who knows? I left those two there. They look nice and strong. They're nicely centered. So rather than pulling them out and planting tomatoes in there of another kind, I'll just leave these two in here to do their thing. All the rest I took out and put them in little pots, and I'm giving them away. I've given away 8 so far, so I still have quite a few left. Also in this bed I've planted this one. It's a brandy wine, which I grew from seed, and over here are just 2 zucchini plants. I want to thank Austin Simple Living for his tip for discouraging the vine borer bug thing from eating our zucchini. His idea is to put like toilet paper rolls or that kind of thing around your zucchini plants and your cucumber plants and all that kind of stuff to keep the moth from laying its larvae, which are the things that actually eat your zucchini. This one I just put in today, so I don't have anything around it yet. And what I actually used instead of toilet paper rolls, I used some wrapping paper rolls that I had. I just cut them down. I do have more zucchini here to plant. They're ones that I started in the house. I just need a place to put them. I also have spaghetti squash, which I grew actually from seeds that I took from a spaghetti squash that we bought at the store last fall. And I have butternut squash in these pots, so they need a place to go still. I had meant to put them over here, but the peas and the lettuces I put there are still going well, so I don't know. Whew, it's hot in my greenhouse today. Humid, humid day. Actually, my camera's fogging up. Oh, it says it's only 30 in here, but with humidity it must be like 50 in here. It's so hot. And that's Celsius. These are the tomatoes that I took out of that bed there I was showing you. So I have these still to give away. Back here I've planted some other tomatoes. Those are the yellow pear tomatoes, and then 2 little Romas. And these ones were ones that I was planning to plant in that bed I just showed you, where there were all the starts that came back on their own. But obviously I needed another place to put these, so I've put them here. I still have a few more that I started in the house here that need a home as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Maybe I'll have to give them away. It's a really good thing that we mowed the lawn this morning, because even though it hasn't rained today, something has flooded our backyard. And that happens because we're ever so slightly downhill from a couple neighbors who have swimming pools and stuff, and sometimes it's because they've emptied their pools, sometimes it's just that they've taken the cover off and it's had rain gather on it, and it flows into our backyard and floods our backyard, and it's a good thing we mowed first thing this morning. There's our herb garden. It's looking beautiful. Those are all herbs that just came back on their own from last year. We haven't planted anything new in there yet this year. You can see a lot of them have gone to seed. That's what sage looks like when it goes to seed. It's kind of cool. It's the first time I've seen that. That's the lemon balm. This is the thyme. And the chives over there, they are going to seed as well. I guess they bloom and then they go to seed. This here is new. I haven't found a home for it, so it's just in the pot that it came in. Somebody had this blueberry bush and they decided they didn't want to actually grow edibles, and they were discouraged because this hadn't grown any blueberries yet. So they gave it to us, but it's covered in little buds. This is going to have tons of blueberries. So we just need to find a place to put it. Just like last year, in these pots in front of my house, I'm planting hot peppers because they make a pretty decorative plant as well as being useful. In my front yard this year, I've decided in these pots I would grow some rosemary and lavender, so that's what's in those pots. Sometimes lavender will winter okay, sometimes it won't. So it's good to bring your lavender and your rosemary in the winter, unless you just want to replant it every year. So this is my front flower bed. It's coming along. Everything in here is perennial. I don't have to plant, well, except for the tower, of course. I don't have to plant anything in here every year. It just all grows back on its own. All different heights, all different colors. That's the way I like it. Perennials. So some of it's just kicking off. These pots here they're growing flowers in them from seed. I started them as seeds and transplanted them out here. So I look forward to seeing those. These are cosmos, and I also put some seeds in there. I just sprinkled some seeds for snapdragons. I think those are yellow ones. We'll see though. Here's Randy. He's in the shed and he's building himself a workbench and that kind of thing in the shed here. This is an old dresser. That's just going to be part of the storage in the shed here for his work tools and all that kind of stuff. This was our dresser that we had in our bedroom ever since we got married, right, Randy?
Yeah.
And we got that at a yard sale, right?
Something like that.
I think it was $5.
Something like that.
And then it wasn't black when we got it though, right?
No.
No, it was brown. But
Poop.
pardon?
Color of poop.
The color of poop?
Yeah.
That's classy. Anyways, so we made it black and we put the same handles back on it that were on it when we bought it because they're super cool looking handles. But that was our shared dresser for like the last 8 or 9 years. So this year we decided we needed to buy a new dresser. 2 new dressers. So we each have our own dresser now.
You know what I'm making this from?
What are you making it from, Randy?
Well,
You're so resourceful. What are you making it from?
this is the tracks that are supposed to go down on as the rails for the bottom of the shed. And we wanted to do our wooden pad because it just is nicer than just putting this on the grass or getting patio stones. So we using the rails because they're the perfect length of the shed.
Right.
To make your braces. And I'm going to use these. These are just, I don't know what these are for exactly, but there's a bunch more, and I've got metal snips, and I'm going to use the metal snips to snip everything down to size. And I've got metal screws here, so I'm keeping everything together that way. And this is going to go underneath, so this is kind of going to be a support for the middle. And then I'm going to have like storage on that side and storage on the other side.
Cool.
I need someone short.
Uh-oh. I know somebody short.
To get underneath and screw
Oh,
this.
no. I might be short, but I'm busy holding the camera.
With a switch.
Uh-oh. I don't know about that. How warm is it today, Randy?
I don't know, I'm dripping.
Yeah, me too. It's so humid.
And I'm in a tin shed.
It is so humid. You should go in the greenhouse where I was. The camera was fogging up.
Oh, that's a first.
Might not be a first. First this year for sure.
Yeah.
Well, so guys, that is what we're doing today. I was doing a bunch of gardening. Randy's been doing some work on the shed. We have to watch out for these power tools because, as I showed you, the yard's a little flooded, so try not to get electrocuted, Randy. Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright, I think somebody probably just took their pool cover off or something and
Yeah,
flooded the yard.
It's not too bad.
It's not as much water as it sometimes is, so I think they just had rainwater gathered on their pool cover or something.
That's what I think too. So,
yeah. All right. Say goodbye, Randy.
bye, Randy.